What is up, Schwingers? Okay, this is take 2 on trying to make this video. Hold on. Got the gallon here. Yeah, take 2 trying to make this video. I made an entire redraft video without Lad McConkey in it. Can't do that. Old laddie boy needs to be in here. So here's what's going to happen. First, I'm going to give you kind of the basis for my decision, which is the rookie standings. It's not all based on that because of injury, but I will tell you guys like who I view as the draft worthy rookies. So just to rewind, because I don't think I said this, redrafting the 2024 rookie draft. Okay, so who should you have picked? Who was actually the right pick there? Just a fun little exercise to see how the rookies did and kind of look forward. Honestly, if none of you guys watch these videos, I'd still make them because it helps me understand the league. It helps me understand the players. It gives me an advantage, I think, to study the league and to study your guys' teams and not just look at my own. So I like doing this, and I hope you guys watch it and enjoy it. I know a couple of you said you like this video, repicking the 2024 rookie draft. So here at KUA, growing the beard out. It's even longer than it looks because I kind of flatten it down, but yeah, it's getting a little bit longer. Yeah, might shave it a little bit, might trim it soon. Anyways, so that's what we're doing here today. Let me first start with like what were the final rookie rankings for 2024. Okay, there's 2 ways to look at this: season-ending points and points per game played. We're gonna look at both. Okay, I'm gonna start with season points because sometimes those are a little more misleading. So I like to start with maybe the less valuable data and then jump into the points per game played. Okay, so here's the final top 10 rankings, rookie rankings for 2024. These are a little tricky because once the season's over, Sleeper automatically switches rookie setting to this year's incoming rookies. So there's no stats. So I can't see just in order last year's rookies. This season we just completed rookies. I have to go through the rankings and pick out the rookies as I go of all the players. So sometimes I miss people. I don't think I did here. Okay, number 10 was Xavier Worthy, 192 points. We're going to see him drop out when we factor in points per game because he played the whole season. And so this 192 isn't as impressive on a per game basis. Number 9, Tyrone Tracy with 224 points. He will remain in the top 10 by points per game, but barely. Number 8 is Lad McConkey at 225. Okay. Number 7, Brock Bowers, tight end extraordinaire, setting a rookie record for yards, I believe, and definitely for fantasy points. And still, he's only the 7th best rookie. So that's what happens with tight ends. Maybe he'll get better, but tight ends generally, yeah, they're not you're not a big point scorer, but it is a positional advantage if he continues on this course. Number 6 is Malik Neighbors. You'll see him jump up in the points per game that he played. Number 5 was Brian Thomas Jr., very impressive rookie season with 268 points. And number 4, a running back from Oregon, Bucky Irving, 282 points. Fantastic rookie season, especially at the end. Number 3, now we hit our 3 quarterbacks, okay? So Caleb Williams, 317, the 101 last year, it wasn't the 101, the 102 to JD, 317 points. Number 2 was Bo Nix, 2 ducks in the top 4 for rookie season long, 366 points. And far and away, number 1, Jaden Daniels, 446 points. Number 1 rookie season this year. Okay. Probably one of the top ones too. I can't imagine there's been a lot better than that. Final top 10 rookie rankings by weekly average. Okay, so this is by average. Number 10, Tyrone Tracy drops number 10, boots out Xavier Worthy because we had a quarterback slide up to all the way up to number 3 on a points per game basis, who from unranked over the season to number 3. So Tyrone Tracy gets 14 points a game. Lad McConkey hangs in at number 9 with 15 points a game. Okay, Brock Bowers, 15.6 points a game. Then you get a little shuffle here. Brian Thomas Jr. actually drops to the 7th rookie points scored on a weekly average with 16.8 points per game. Bucky Irving drops to number 6 with 17.7 points a game. He played a lot early in the season and didn't get a lot of points. Brian Thomas was really good early in the season. He actually had a sort of a lull in the middle that drops his points per game down. Malik Neighbors bumps up to number 5 with 18.4 points a game. He was hurt by some injured games. And he was certainly hurt by bad quarterback play, okay? Especially at the end of the season. Number 4, Caleb Williams. So he drops to number 4 on a point per game basis because he is usurped by Drake May, jumping up to number 3 at 20.2 points a game. Bo Nix hangs in at 22.9 points per game for number 2, and Jaden Daniels, number 1, a dominant 27.9 points per game. So that's your top 10 rookies. Not really surprising too much of it. Maybe surprising some of the names that aren't on the list. Marvin Harrison Jr. showing up nowhere in either top 10. So, all right, now let's go into kind of who's draft worthy by position. Who should have been draft worthy last year? And some of this is projection still. Okay, some of this we haven't seen on the field yet. So at quarterback, it's Jaden Daniels, number 1. The rest aren't in order. Okay, then none of this is in order after this. Number 2, not number 2, sorry. The rest of them are Bo Nix, Drake May. Sorry, I'm getting notifications on my phone. Bo Nix, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, and I'm putting J.J. McCarthy in there. He's still very draft worthy, okay? At running back, we're starting with Bucky Irving, okay? And then we're going to Tyrone Tracy. Again, these are not in order anymore. I think Bucky Irving is the number 1 at this point for this class. And then beyond that is Tyrone Tracy. Marshawn Lloyd, still draft worthy. This is a bad running back class too, guys. It just is. Maybe it'll turn out to be better down the road, but so far, not looking good. Jonathan Brooks, still draft worthy. Not as good as it was before. Chuba Hubbard, looking good. Ray Davis, draft worthy. Trey Benson, Isaac Garendo, Braylon Allen, Kamani Vidal, Audric Estime, Isaiah Davis of the Jets, who kind of usurped or took over that, what I kind of thought would be Braylon Allen. I took him off my taxi because once Brees got hurt, I thought it was Braylon Allen's job, and it turned out to be Isaiah Davis's job. So we'll see on there. Blake Corum, Rasheen Ali, still potentially draft worthy, and Jalen Wright. Now, doesn't mean these players are all going in this draft. Okay, they're just like, they should be considered. Some of that's like, yeah, in the 3rd round, maybe. It's a name I would at least look at, okay? Wide receiver, better than running back for sure. Malik Neighbors, number 1 in my mind right now. Marvin Harrison Jr. and Brian Thomas Jr. Lad McConkey, who I left off the draft last time. Rome Odunze, Ricky Pearsall, Jalen McMillan bumping up in there. Keon Coleman, Xavier Worthy, Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker, Devon Vele, Troy Franklin, Bub Means, Adonai Mitchell, Jalen Polk, Malachi Corley, and Jermaine Burton at the end. None of them are getting drafted in this draft, but they're draft worthy. All right, tight end, Brock Bowers, Ben Sinnott, Theo Johnson, Jatavian Sanders. Not all getting drafted in this one, but they're at least a name that I would consider. Okay, let's jump into the draft. So the first pick before went to Burt. Okay, he picked Marvin Harrison Jr. and he finished 4th. His needs back then were running back, QB, and then wide receiver. I did think wide receiver was a lesser need for him, but Marv was the 101. Everyone thought so. This is not a Burt's dumb thing. This is like disappointment town, okay? So if Burt could go back, he is taking Jaden Daniels with the 101. I don't think there's a question about it. Kyler Murray was just blah, never destroyed him with there was a couple really bad games, but for the most part, he was a consistently blah player. Just okay. Didn't have as many explosion games as you'd hope for. Just okay. All right. So he's taking Jaden Daniels here. He's getting a superstar. It looks like a fantasy superstar. Okay. Yeah, he looks really good. 27 points per game, 28 points per game for what it matters as a rookie. That's what Burt would be getting if we were to redraft this. Okay, 102. The original pick was by JD. It was Caleb Williams. He finished 10th. Back then, he had Joe Burrow and Lamar. He doesn't have Joe Burrow anymore, but he had Joe Burrow and Lamar, and he needed a running back and wide receiver more than anything, in my opinion. And he is going to take Malik Neighbors here. Okay, he's going to look at this season and say Malik is awesome. Probably only going to get better with a better quarterback than what he's had. And so that's who he's taking. He's taking Malik Neighbors here. And yeah, so that's who JD gets in this redraft. 103 by Mark was Jaden Daniels. Oh, Mark, he let him go for Patrick Mahomes. Him and Stafford for Mahomes. That's going to be a tough one to swallow, especially if Darryl at some point were to win a swing title with Jaden Daniels, because he looks so good. I mean, you never know. RG3 looked great after his freshman year, or his rookie year. So did CJ Stroud. People come back to earth, but he seems special. I don't know. Mark had Jaden Daniels here. His team finished 8th. He did need QB. He did need wide receiver. He did need running back. But in this draft, he is getting Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay, so despite the disappointing season, he is going to get the hope of Marvin Harrison Jr. becoming better, and maybe that's with the new quarterback. Because again, I don't know, Kyler. I'm not so sold. I'm not sure right now about what that team does if Kyler's the option. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is who he's getting. All right. 104, the original pick here by Sean was Malik Neighbors. Great pick at the 4th pick here. His team finished 3rd. He still needs wide receiver, and he still needs quarterback. And this time he's going to get Brian Thomas Jr. Okay, so I almost gave him Bo Nix, but he still has Jordan Love, Anthony Richardson, and Bryce Young. So he's getting Brian Thomas Jr. here. He's going to have another good stud young wide receiver instead of Malik Neighbors. So it makes that pill of losing Malik easier to swallow. All right, 105. The original pick by Darryl was Rome Odunze. Not the season you want to see there for the 5th pick. His team finished 9th. He needs quarterback, running back, wide receiver. He's going to end up with Bo Nix here. Yeah, I think Darryl's going to prefer reality versus this alternate reality, where he ends up with Jaden Daniels because Mark got him and traded him away. But in this one, Darryl's going to get the 2nd highest rookie quarterback in scoring, which is Bo Nix. He gets a quarterback need, which he needed a quarterback bad. He needed one bad here. And obviously, Rome Odunze is not the pick right now. You never know, but okay. 106, the original pick by Steve was Bo Nix. So Bo Nix moved up one in our draft here. His team finish was 5th. He needs wide receiver. He needs quarterback. And he's going to replace Bo Nix with Drake May here. He's not going to get the points till the end of the season, but he's going to get points at the end of the season. And he's going to have a good quarterback who can run, who can throw going forward. So Drake May looked really good at the end. I think he's going to be a good fantasy quarterback. He provides more on the ground than I think a lot of people realize. All right, the 107, the original pick was by Burt, who got through a trade with Phil, and he got Drake May here, who is also bumped up now. Again, he finished 4th, and now that he's taken Jaden Daniels at the 1st pick, he still needs running back, wide receiver, and tight end, and he's going to grab Brock Bowers here, and he's going to lock up his tight end position foreseeably for the foreseeable future. The assumption that is locked up. He looks really good. So he's getting Brock Bowers. So Burt's starting with a really good Jaden Daniels, Brock Bowers draft here. Not bad at all. Number 8 was Darryl through a trade with me, and he got J.J. McCarthy. His team finished 9th, and he took Bo Nix earlier, so he still needs running back and wide receiver, and he's going to get another Oregon Duck. So Darryl gets 2 Ducks when he takes Bucky Irving here. So he's getting Bo Nix and Bucky Irving, and he's going to have a nice little rookie tandem there at quarterback and running back. So the 9th pick went to Adam. It was Brock Bowers before. Great tight end pick. He finished 7th. Okay, he needs depth at every position, including quarterback. His quarterbacks, he has a lot of them, but they are not good. And so he's going to take a shot here on Caleb Williams. It's not what you want to see from a rookie season. Not from the 101, but from the 109, yes, a little bit better. So that's what he's going to do here. Okay. Now, the 110, the original pick was by Sean here. via Lucas, so through a trade with Lucas, and he took Michael Penix, okay? Sean earlier grabs Brian Thomas Jr. He still needs QB on his team. He finished second, and he's still going to take Michael Penix. Most of the season, this didn't look like a good pick. Well, I mean, for building, for the future, not for this year. But at the end, Penix came in and did well, and I think that's something that Sean would value moving forward, is a solid QB, because he has a few that are just question marks. And so let's add another potential. They all have potential. And so let's add one more here and get it right. Make sure that he's got at least 2 guys he can roll out each week. All right. So first round. The new first round order went Jaden Daniels to Bert, Malik Neighbors to JD, Marvin Harrison to Mark, Brian Thomas to Sean, Bo Nix to Daryl, Drake May to Steve, Brock Bowers to Bert, and Bucky Irving to Daryl, and Caleb Williams to Adam, and then Michael Penix to Sean. The second round is going to open up with Phil, who took Jonathan Brooks originally. He's going to take Ladd McConkey now. Okay, Jonathan Brooks. It's looking worse than it did before. Chuba Hubbard's good. Okay, that's going to make it harder. They just signed him to a big deal. Jonathan Brooks still could be good, but Phil's going to take the guy who's scoring points right now, and that's Ladd McConkey. So number 2 pick was Xavier Worthy by JD originally, and now he's going to get Ricky Pearsall. Okay, so Xavier Worthy was fine, but Ricky Pearsall came on, looked great at the end of the season. Good connection with Brock Purdy. Their receiving core is aging. Debo, George Kittle, and we don't know what's going to happen with Brandon Ayuk, his injury. So Ricky Pearsall looks like a good start right now, and that's who JD's taking here. The 203 was originally Brian Thomas Jr. by Mark, so he got Jaden Daniels and Brian Thomas Jr., and if he had just stopped, he would have a great rookie class here, but he traded Jaden Daniels, okay? And in this draft, he ended up getting, who did he end up getting? I just said it. Marvin Harrison Jr., so now he's going to flip that order. He started with a wide receiver early, and now he's going to take J.J. McCarthy, who, I didn't play, and who knows where he'll be playing, but I think Minnesota should keep him. Try to franchise Darnold maybe. I don't know what their franchise situation is, but keep J.J. McCarthy. Mark's going to roll the dice here and hope he has a quarterback for the future. The 204, the original pick was by Sean. It was Ladd McConkey. He's gone now, so Sean's going to take a shot on Rome Odunze. We're already starting to get to where I had trouble with these picks because none of these players are very good. Some of them are better. I almost gave Sean Jalen McMillan here because of the end of the season, but Jalen McMillan was somewhat touchdown dependent. We'll see how that plays out. I'm excited for him because I got him undrafted. But in this case, I'm going to give Sean the higher draft pick, the higher draft capital, seemingly the more secure long-term player, and he's going to take Rome Odunze here. At the 205, I originally took Trey Benson here. I am now going to be taking Tyrone Tracy, and I hate it, but it would have helped me this year. I know I won, but I was hurting at running back late in the year, and Tyrone Tracy would have been a much better play than Kendre Miller at the end. I don't remember what he did the last season. He might have been banged up a little bit, but he had a better rookie year than Trey Benson for sure, than a lot of these backup running backs. And for now, he might be the guy. Running backs with 4th round draft, other than Bucky Irving, who kind of kicked down the door, the team's not beholden to them at all. So I don't trust it. But I'm taking him because he was good this year. Okay. So I'm taking Tyrone Tracy. 206, the original pick by Steve was Keon Coleman. Not bad, could be a thing. I'm giving him Xavier Worthy because he had a better rookie season. And that's it. That's where we're at right now is Xavier Worthy put up consistent points, not high points per week, but he scored, and maybe he'll get better. I don't know. He is fast still. Keon Coleman, I'm not sure what he is. And so I gave Steve Xavier Worthy here. It's going to be an interesting one to watch. This is another place. I almost gave him Jalen McMillan. I almost did. Again, higher draft capital spent on Xavier Worthy. So we do have to learn to move on from that, though, because the NFL starts to. If it's not a top 10 pick, they are more willing to move on. Maybe not a quarterback all the time, although we're seeing that too, a quicker trigger. But Xavier Worthy, Jalen McMillan. I don't know. Who would you rather have? You guys should share that. 207 to Burt. He originally took Ben Sinnott here, but now he has Brock Bowers. He doesn't need him. So he's going to pick Jalen McMillan here. So he's rolling with Jalen McMillan. So Burt's got Jaden Daniels, Brock Bowers, and Jalen McMillan. This is a pretty good start. I mean, that's a good draft so far. Jalen McMillan would look like a touchdown machine at the end again, like I said, but a little, I don't know if he's touchdown dependent. His last, I think he had like 5 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown. So if he keeps it up, Chris Godwin, who knows where he'll be headed? Who knows if he'll be back? It could be a good pick for Burt here. The 208, the original pick was by Mark via trade with me. He took Ricky Pearsall, who's now gone, and now he's going to take Jonathan Brooks. He's going to take a shot at a running back who could contribute down the line, and that's the next couple picks. Adam at the 209 took Adonai Mitchell. Okay, he's gonna pivot to Marshawn Lloyd. Adonai Mitchell will not appear in this draft. Marshawn Lloyd, another guy, maybe down the line. Maybe. 210, the original pick by Daryl was Blake Corum, and he's going to pick Trey Benson. I think Kyron Williams is, obviously he's younger than James Conner. They're both good. I think Trey Benson gets a shot before Blake Corum. So that's where we're at right now. I'm going to give him Trey Benson here. The 301, the original pick by Phil via Burt was Jordan Travis, quarterback who probably, who knows what he'll amount to ever, and he's going to get Keon Coleman here. So he gets a shot. That's a good shot for a first pick in the 3rd round. Keon Coleman, Josh Allen's wide receiver or something? Not one? I don't know. All right, 302, the original pick by JD was Jalen Wright, and he's sticking with Jalen Wright. Upside, potential, speed, Miami, going on. It's going to be hard for him to usurp very much from Achane, but Raheem Mostert was nothing. And I think Jalen Wright has some space to move into there. 303, the original pick by Mark was Xavier Legette. He's going to take Ray Davis. He's going to take another shot at a running back that could contribute down the line. He looked good when he got his opportunities. The 304, the pick by Daryl was Marshawn Lloyd. He's gone now. He's going to get Braylon Allen, another backup with potential. 305, also by Daryl, Troy Franklin. Now he's going to switch to Xavier Legette, a guy who proved it a little bit more on the field than Troy Franklin did. 306, Steve took Roman Wilson, and he's going to switch to a Bronco, Devon Vele. Just Roman Wilson really didn't play, okay? 307, I took Jalen Polk. I'm going to switch to Troy Franklin. There's a duck on the board. I'm going to take him because it's the 3rd round, and hopefully he becomes something. 308, by Daryl. He took Theo Johnson. Now he's getting a much better option in Ben Sinnott. Could be good going forward. 309, Adam took Malachi Borley. So he is going to switch to Roman Wilson. Obviously, it's Malachi Corley. Didn't do shit. Who cares? He's going to switch to Roman Wilson, a guy who also didn't do shit, but has more potential to do shit, possibly, because he was out with injury. The 310, by Lucas, Jermaine Burton. He's going to switch to Audric Estime, a running back who could become a thing. Who knows? Probably not, but at least it's a shot. Jermaine Burton doesn't look like it, especially if the Bengals keep T. Higgins. All right, so let's look at your team additions. Originally, Adam took Brock Bowers, Adonai Mitchell, and Malachi Corley. Really, only Brock Bowers matters there. Now he's getting Caleb Williams, Marshawn Lloyd, and Roman Wilson. 1 starting quarterback and 2 potential players. So I think it's better for him. Mark originally had Jaden Daniels, Brian Thomas Jr., Ricky Pearsall, and Xavier. Good draft, Mark, until you traded the best piece of it, but good draft originally. And this time he's getting Marvin Harrison Jr., J.J. McCarthy, Jonathan Brooks, and Ray Davis. Not bad, not as good as having Jaden Daniels, but he doesn't. So, yeah. Burt originally had Marvin Harrison Jr., Drake May, and Ben Sinnott. Now he's getting Jaden Daniels, Brock Bowers, and Jalen McMillan for a slam dunk draft. Phil, originally Jonathan Brooks and Jordan Travis. Now Ladd McConkey, Keon Coleman. I think it's better. Sean, Malik Neighbors, Michael Penix, and McConkey becomes Brian Thomas Jr., Michael Penix, and Roman Dunze. I don't like it as much. Sorry, man. Steve, originally Bo Nix, Keon Coleman, Roman Wilson. Now Drake May, Xavier Worthy, Devon Vele. I'd rather have your original. Maybe. It's close. It's actually close. That's tough, actually. My original, Trey Benson and Jalen Polk. My new one, Tyron Tracy, Troy Franklin. I don't care. I don't know. I don't know how that one's going to turn out. I don't care. Daryl started with Rome Odunze, J.J. McCarthy, Blake Corum, Marshawn Lloyd, Troy Franklin, Theo Johnson, lots of picks. Now he's going to get a much better pick, or much better turnout with Bo Nix, Bucky Irving, Trey Benson, Braylon Allen, Xavier Legette, and Ben Sinnott. I like that draft for Daryl. But when you factor in that he actually got Jaden Daniels, that's nice too. JD originally had Caleb Williams, Xavier Worthy, and Jalen Wright. Now he's getting Malik Neighbors, Ricky Pearsall, and Jalen Wright. I think it's a better draft. I think that's a better draft, especially if he keeps Joe Burrow, right? And then Lucas, Jermaine Burton, now he has Audric Estime. I don't know. Who cares? Lucas has not had a lot of picks recently. I noticed that doing this. All right, guys, that's it. Redrafted, okay? I will make another video soon, hopefully. All right, peace out.